Welcome to Ecom Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the internet. Today, it is Friday, March 6, 2026, and we have got a jam-packed show for you today, brought to you by Incense Seguno, ProScript, and AMP. It's beautiful in Austin, Texas, and it's heating up in here because we got a triple header of incredible guests for you. We're going to talk about the hottest jobs in D2C. Yes, believe it or not, there still are D2C e-com native companies that are hiring humans. We're going to get into it. Nike just burned $300 million to have a big strategic brand reset. We're going to dive into it. And UPS is offering up to $150,000 to buy 100,000 drivers out of their jobs. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. Get in here.
Chris, there's some news that just hit the timeline that I think we should just talk about.
What just happened? What happened?
Aaliyah was just acquired by Dot Digital for rumored $30+ million.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. A little 30 piece. And
a little 30 piece.
I mean, good for them. Good for them. I think that some people were saying that, hey, maybe they could have rode this thing out and gone for even more, but why not get the bag when you can, right? And Dot Digital they've been doing this. They bought a couple of other people as well, have they not?
They just scooped up Social Snowball as well, and now they're going after even more. I mean, what is going on here? They're just grabbing everybody.
Yeah. Well, good on them. I'm happy that there are still some bags to go around inside of our space. Software is still valuable. Hello.
Yep.
People are still paying money for it. We had Acquire.com CEO and founder on the show this week, and he said, yeah, people say SaaS is dying, but I see those businesses getting sold every single day on my platform, and Aaliyah is a great example. Good on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, for the rest of us who are not yet selling our businesses, we need to get into one of our favorite segments of the entire week. What segment am I talking about? The one and only, Jack, I'm going to push the button. You give us the overlay. Hot jobs. Caliente. Growth Capital.
Oh my gosh.
Which is Shireen's, the ever so smart, obviously a great Twitter poster. She's all the time there making everyone laugh. Also best hair in ecom. She is putting out a job for an AI native software engineer. This also made me wonder, what about Jacob? Isn't Jacob working with her? I don't know what this means, but the details here are part-time or full-time. Okay, you're going to work with one of the smartest people inside of our space. She was previously VP of everything over at Ilya. And now she's doing something truly unique inside of our space that she's going to come on the show and talk about next week. I don't know how much it's paying, but I bet it's a lot because her token expenditure for her own OpenClaw person working inside of her brand called Liam, he's active everywhere. So I bet it pays pretty good. And you're going to work with one of the brightest brains inside of e-commerce. What do you think of this one, Colin?
This is absolutely huge. This is a really exciting position, and it's an exciting trend that we've covered on the show very aggressively. This is accelerating, e-commerce businesses with these AI systems. Good thing is she's going to be on the show next week. Let's go. Let's talk to her more about this next week.
She has been, I would say, building in secret to some extent.
Yeah.
What she has in development has just been kind of breadcrumbed out in comments here and there. Okay. And I've been following and picking them up. And the more I've been picking up, the more excited I am about it. I think she's going to open up the cupboard, so to speak, and show us a little more about what's going on there. And I am excited to get into that. Next.
Yeah.
Product marketing manager at Chewy. I know you like this one. Okay, let me give our folks a few details. Highly motivated, consumer-centric, and collaborative individual to join fast-paced Chewy ads team as product marketing manager. In this role, you will help define product positioning and go-to-market strategies that bring Chewy ad solutions to life. Salary range $100 to $176 per year.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Need to be on site in Plantation, Florida. Probably not too many people mind moving to that beautiful state. What do you think of this one, Colin?
Incredible. Ali, another dog company, just had an incredible exit. Farmer's Dog just raised on an incredible multiple.
Great point.
These kinds of businesses in this kind of category is absolutely exceptional. Also, shout out to Chewy for making an exceptional customer experience. People don't know this, but they have a really nice feature where if your dog passes away and you're subscribing to the brand, they're
Really?
just going to say, "Hey, that one's on us. Just donate it to a shelter." And then they send you
Really?
flowers right afterwards too. So they don't make you pay for the
Wow.
last bag. You donate to a shelter, and then they send you a bouquet of flowers, just saying, "Hey, this is from everybody at Chewy. We're so sorry." They are incredible. It's an incredible brand.
Goated. I did not know that, and I find
Yeah.
it to be very impressive. Next job here comes to us from 11 Labs, and who knew, but they do work with Matthew McConaughey. That guy works at every AI company
Oh,
that there is, and this is specifically for their 11 creative section inside
yeah.
of 11 Labs, and they want a marketing lead. 11 Creative empowers creators and marketers to generate and edit speech, music, image, and video across 70 plus languages. We're hiring a seasoned growth lead to accelerate the B2B sales of 11 Creative. In this high impact, high autonomy role, you'll shape our B2B marketing strategy and build the go to motion from 0 to 1. Role is full-time remote. My guess probably pays pretty well. What do you think of
Oh
this,
yeah.
Colin?
This is absolutely exceptional. They've gone on. They've raised a ton already. They've raised multiple series at this point. And kudos to Matthew McConaughey for just maybe being one of the most integral AI guys out of nowhere, just coming in and saying, "Hey, I'm going to be a part of Salesforce. Hey, I'm going to be a part of 11 Labs. Hey, I'm going to be a part of XYZ." And you're just like, this guy's making all the right bets, I guess.
You know what he's got? He's got great vibes. And
Huge vibes.
you know what all these AI companies need? They need good vibes. And
Yeah,
so I would like to officially offer myself as a good vibes guy for
I like
any
it.
any AI companies that may be interested in having
Yeah.
good vibes as well. Next job here coming to us from
Oh,
Nudes, Director of E-commerce. I have to say, I did not remember which company this was. Kind of an interesting name for me, spelled an interesting way. But Director of E-commerce, they are building what is the capsule wardrobe that women will wear every day. They're located in Dallas, Texas. Did not know that. The position is remote, though. Let me give you a few details on this. We are seeking a director of e-commerce to own nudes.com. That's exciting. Growth by scaling qualified traffic and increasing conversion through full funnel marketing based out of Dallas, but remote role. This one to me seems like a killer opportunity to make a mark on their belt and say everything that happened on that nudes.com website from here to here was me. And I see this as an excellent opportunity. Also, goated brand here in Texas. Did not know.
yeah, this is a massive opportunity. I will say this is going to be a very hard opportunity, though. The women's apparel business and category is extremely competitive. So don't go into this thinking, this is going to be a home run layup for me. This is going to be easy. This is extremely hard and competitive to compete in, but you have the ability to do something really exceptional here. And if you do it, you're going to really just scale this thing to the moon.
Killers only need
Killers only,
apply. Killers
honestly.
only need apply. Okay, this last one I love.
Oh,
Brunt Workwear, baby. Right out of the heart of New England, tough sailor tradesman country. Senior Director of Customer Service and Experience at Brunt Workwear. Quote, we're leading the way in redefining the workwear category. Our mission is to engineer better boots and apparel for our country's tradesmen. How fun does that feel? That feels
so
so
nice.
good. I love that mission. Director of Customer Service and Experience will own the end-to-end vision, strategy, and execution at Brunt, including CX tooling, staffing models, escalation frameworks, and operational readiness for launches and peak periods. Anticipated salary range for this role, 139 to 165 per year. really not bad. Somebody needs to jump on this because Brunt is crushing right now. I actually talked with one of their former execs who recently left. Incredible guy. I have great respect for this brand. To me, this is an incredible opportunity.
This is a huge opportunity, and more so the fact that we always talk about on this show that you can't really outmarket a bad product. This is an
Yeah.
exceptional product. And so a lot of the marketing is kind of already done for you
Yeah.
because the product is so high quality. It would be, the same as you're trying to market LL Bean or something along those lines where the quality and the heritage is standalone and you know that it's a high quality product. This is a great example here where you just have to keep going and rocking and rolling with it. They've already built an amazing foundation for you.
I would say too, what I love is that they have such a focused persona and niche that they're
Yeah.
going after,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
of course they will expand from there. Of course, they'll make other products that people who are not in the trades
Yep.
will want to buy. I myself have almost bought these boots several times. Actually, I did. I bought them and I tried them on. They didn't fit. I sent them back, etc. But they've got such a focused target. They will crush. The trades are only growing, and there's only going to be more
Yeah.
people going into them. You need great boots to equip yourself for the work you want to do.
Yeah.
I think this is excellent. Make a friend. Find a way in. Okay, get inside of there. Talk to your second or third cousin, get inside of that second or third network on LinkedIn, make a DM, pick up the phone and call, go and visit. You got to make it happen if you want to get in on one of these excellent jobs, hottest on the internet today. Before we get to Jordan West, founder of Social Commerce Club,
Yeah.
doer of so many things. I feel like the guy is doing
Yeah.
everything. I think he's got some SaaS that he's developing now, agency owner. Okay, he's got multiple brands. This guy does it all. But before we get to him, we need to talk about AMP, ladies and gentlemen. If you cannot describe how your business is doing today in a sentence or two, okay, a sentence or two, your crucial metrics. How's your CAC doing? How is your 60-day LTV? Are you trending toward forecast or not? Are you up, down, left, right? If you cannot answer those questions succinctly in one place and space, I don't know that you know how your business is doing. Don't you want to scale with confidence in 2026? Yes, you do. Of course you do. That's why you need to go to AMP. Use amp.com. Their favorite tool of mine on their platform, Lifetimely, will help you answer and know all those questions with a surety in one place and space, not only for yourself, but for your entire team. What they are doing with their AI is incredible. Not only will you be prompting it, it will be prompting you. This cohort, this product, test this offer, etc. Go to useamp.com. Get inside that platform. Use Lifetime to get all the other tools for free. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, we have an astute knower of ball, the first of our triple header that is coming in today. He is the owner of multiple brands. Okay. This guy has been in the agency game for a year. He also has business experience just across a whole spectrum that he brings to the table whenever he is working with his own brands or with his clients. And now he is scaling the biggest businesses on the internet today in North America on TikTok Shop. And we are going to bring him in here and get all of those juicy gold nuggets outside of his brain. I'm talking about Jordan West, founder of Social Commerce. Get in here, Jordan. Get in here.
At first, I'm like, who are they talking about? I'm like, who's up first?
You.
Like, who's up before me? I thought I was up next.
Oh, you big boy. I would also say, Colin, I think this is fair. One of the kindest and most humble guys inside of our space, despite all the success.
Don't know me. You don't
Absolutely.
know the real me, I guess.
Absolutely. I can confirm this. Jordan and I have had a long relationship at this point, and it's been absolutely incredible.
Like
Jordan,
actually though, like 5 or 6
so
years,
long.
maybe even longer. Like it's been a long time, and both of you guys are such good dudes. I was so happy to get to come and do this. So I'm going to try to bring as much possible value as possible.
Please. Well, what I would love for the skeptics out there, Jordan, I know there are still some skeptics. I would love if you would just set the table. I know you're scaling 100+ brands on TikTok, etc. The numbers should speak for themselves, but just set the table for us once and for all. Is it actually possible to make a profit on TikTok Shop? Okay. And what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see from brands who are getting on the platform? They stumble, they fall, they say, maybe this is not for me. Just give us perspective on that from a foundational level.
Absolutely. So number one, it is not possible to be profitable on TikTok Shop in the first 3 to 4 months.
Oh, wow. Whoa. That was a good note there that you added.
Whoa. So if you want to be profitable on TikTok Shop at any point in your time on TikTok Shop, do not expect to be in the first 3 to 4 months. There is a large gap of so for those people who have come from both the Amazon world and the D2C world, it is really difficult for them to understand how TikTok Shop actually functions within their business. Now, what I can tell you is we are very, very close at Social Commerce Club right now to releasing a Halo tool. I was almost late for this because we were going through this, and it's awesome to see the market validation that TikTok themselves just released a Halo validation tool, right? Ours is so incredibly, there's so much data. What we're trying to do is sit in between multi-touch attribution, which I just do not believe is a great way to make decisions. I know that, one of us at one point was at and then on the other side, MMMs, which just come in to be just absolutely insane measuring, right? Like it's too much, right? We don't need that level of data nor cost, right? For a brand. I really believe that SaaS is going to zero at some point, right? Or as close to as possible to zero. And so what we want to do is bring a ton of value on this Halo sort of side. And what I can tell you as we are looking at these beta tests of the Halo is what is the most surprising is the Halo from TikTok Shop over to Shopify, right? Like that to me is like the most insane part of this. We all knew about the Halo over to Amazon. That part is like very, very clear. And now we can calculate it like, and remember guys, like we have billions of dollars of data points, right? That we are able to calculate right now, which is just phenomenal. But let's go back to the first question. And did I see that Taylor is going to be on here today too?
Taylor's coming too, brother.
Oh man. Tell him I don't say hi.
All right.
I'm just kidding. Here's the incredibly interesting thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Is brands can be very, very profitable on the platform. But what I'm telling you is I don't care. It doesn't matter to me what the modern brand, and Taylor is going to tell you this exact same thing because I just listened to 3 hours of him on Open Residency talk about this exact same thing. Him and I believe the exact same thing about all of this. I don't care if you're individually profitable. What I care about is the omni-channel brand and whether or not. So I was chatting with somebody yesterday who is very successful on TikTok Shop, and him and I chatted on the phone last night for half an hour, and he's like, well, I just want to be profitable on the platform. He's getting between 12 and 15,000 videos. I'm like, well, how profitable is your, we're doing 30% this year on like close to 9 figures.
Wow.
Bro, shut your mouth. No, you know what I said? I said, oh yeah, just turn it off. Just turn TikTok Shop off. It sounds like it's not profitable, so just turn it off. No, that is not what the modern brand needs to do. Right. So for him, particularly for this particular individual who I love and can have a harder conversation with.
Yeah.
Still, I said, well, the brands that we work with at the Social Commerce Club are actually profitable. And we've got different ways to do that. And it all has to do with how much you pay your affiliates and finding an actual win-win with affiliates. The problem is most brand owners out there don't actually know how to find a win-win. Right. And so what we do is we find that win with our affiliates. And at first, yes, they're going to get upset. Oh, you're lowering our commission. We're lowering the commission so that we can continue to scale and scale and scale. I mean, we have brands that, are probably going to do close to 9 figures this year on TikTok Shop profitable.
Seriously.
That's seriously, like those kind of numbers, which is just mind boggling. And these are like household name brands, and we continue to see them come onto the platform. It's funny because when I first got into this, like I really did feel like a bit of a pariah, being like, guys, like this platform, and everyone's like, it's not going to last. TikTok's going to get shut down. I'm like, well, you guys know, I came from the brand world. I knew this was going to be in the space because of of the fundamentals of what TikTok Shop is, right? Like the closer that you move the purchase onto the platform, the better, and the more that you can incentivize people both ways. So anyway, I'm rambling, but like it is incredibly, you need to get to scale to get to profitability. And the only way to do that is to lose a bunch of money at the beginning. And we tell brands that.
Wow.
Every single brand that comes in, we're like, you're not going to make money for 3 to 4 months. You're going to burn a bunch. So just be okay with that. And if not, don't go onto the platform.
I love that. I love that you're being upfront about that, where you're like, hey, you need some time to ramp this up. Do you also have kind of like a core mindset of attributes that are absolutely perfect brands for TikTok Shop? And then on the flip side of that, do you have brands that there's key attributes where you're saying you probably should not be on TikTok Shop because it won't work for your brand?
Well, I think that every single brand can be on TikTok Shop if they decide to. It's not every product can be on TikTok Shop. So that's really important, right? But like for quite a while, one of the biggest sellers on TikTok Shop was Yeti coolers, right? Ninja.
That's crazy.
Ninja has been one of the top sellers, the Ninja Creamy, which at like $200 or $250. Remember during like the crazy tariff times at the beginning of this year, or the beginning of, I don't know, whenever that was happening, they just like upped their price by $50 and it did not matter. In fact, their sales just went straight up because affiliates love it, because affiliates are making a percentage on sales, right? And so they continue to pump these products, and they're great products to pump as well, right? So to me, it's like, can you go and sell, I don't know, an RV on TikTok Shop? Probably not. Could you live sell an RV on TikTok Shop? Maybe, right? Like a little bit longer going through. Like, sorry guys,
I've got one too. Don't worry, brother. Tell me this. Tell me this, Jordan. I mean, so that is incredibly, I think, foundationally helpful, just mindset wise. Hey, be prepared. You got to lose some money up front here. And there's a lot of ways this can work. Even you got a high ticket AOV, what it can work. And give me just a little more sauce if you could. You don't got to go full kimono here, but just a little more sauce on the blitz strategy that you guys have.
I was hoping you'd bring that up.
Yeah, I mean, and how people find these win-wins, and you get to that kind of momentum where it's at a winning place where brands just scale from there.
I think that one of the reasons why I'm like, why have we been successful on this platform in general? And so I always peel back. I'm like, I just turned 40, guys, right? And I think about like all of the lessons that I have learned over the years. Like I had 8 brands, a lot of them failed, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what was the success that we learned along the way, right? And in previous agency world and all of this kind of stuff. And so I boil it back down to principles. And one principle of marketing is moment marketing, right? How the TikTok algorithm works is based on this idea of flooding the zone, right? The more that you see something, right? And I forget what that effect is called. It is Mandela effect, whatever that effect is, where you see the same, like when you were looking for it. At one point, I wanted to buy an EV9. Ended up not being big enough for my family. Everywhere I see EV9s now, right? Like I just see that vehicle everywhere that it is, right? Are there more EV9s on the road? Well, maybe, but like that's not why. It's because it's what I'm looking for, right? And it's the same thing on the platform. And so we just stumbled into the Blitz methodology, right? The reason why we stumbled into it is one of the bigger brands that we were working with was like, hey, can we try launching this particular it was a shoe brand. Can we try launching this particular shoe on the platform first? We're like, yeah, sure. Well, it just blew up. We're like, wow. Oh, okay. This is interesting. And so what we actually had to do. So I'll tell you, because again, we fell into this. And now this is like part of our core methodology. And again, our core methodology, it's just like marketing. That's the thing. And which is kind of funny when being in this world of TikTok Shop agencies, it just reminds me of the early days of Facebook ads agencies where you're like all of these guys that just have no business experience whatsoever. They're not marketers. They're just like, oh, I know TikTok, so I'm going to get on here. And then there's all of these companies that kind of flood in the market, and I get to be the adult in the room of
you do,
Taylor, of the TikTok Shop guys, right? And they come to me, and it's fun. But the Blitz methodology came around because we realized that detonating all of these pieces of creative at one time and then pouring money onto them flooded the zone, and it made everybody think, including the high leverage creators that would see this, right? They would look and they'd be like, oh my gosh, this product is blowing up. When in reality, it's like you're just seeing it everywhere because we blitzed it, right? And so what we had to do for this big shoe brand is we didn't actually, because it was like these drops with these collab drops, like they were like Paramount and like all of these different companies, right? We weren't actually able to put the product on until the moment that we launched. And so we had to do this offline sampling. Wow. And so because we did the offline sampling, we could tell them, hey, everyone, at this time, let's say, Friday, March 6th at 10:30 Pacific, we are going to launch. We want all of your videos ready for that time. So they don't.
Yeah, baby.
Ready. And then boom, detonate. Wow. Right. And at that moment, we then would pour money into GMV Max. It would pick up all of these ads, right? And boom, it would just be everywhere on the platform and it would start trending, right? That's the crazy thing. And then it starts trending on the platform and people are like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And so you cannot do a blitz half-hearted. That's one thing that we tell brands all the time. It's like, it's a blitz, right?
Yeah.
Never mind. I was going to go into European history, but talk about another blitz. But
football, you got to go all out on the blitz. You got to go all out.
Well, I mean, think about that, right? Whether or not, I mean, it wasn't a good thing for the world, when he went and blitzkrieged, right? But it worked, right? Yeah. Like it was like all at once, boom, right? Yeah. And instead of, and so the principle behind it, just so you guys get this is my $10,000 thing for you guys right now, is it's always thinking about separating out noise versus signal. Right? You're trying to create signal on the platform, not noise on the platform, right? And noise is like a one-off creator here and there. Signal is what we're trying to like laser focus, right? A laser can cut through, whereas the sun is just going to like heat things a little bit, right? That's
a point. As part of this blitz, are you getting the rights to all that creative to then retarget on Facebook and surrounding apps, or are you just staying inside of TikTok?
No, absolutely. So like one of the big things, because we came from the D2C world, right? Yeah. And I think that's why we've been able to be successful, because TikTok Shop is a demand generation channel, right? It is not a demand capture channel, right? Marketplace people will come to us and like huge brands and be like, well, isn't this just like another Amazon or Walmart? I'm like, no, this is a demand generation channel, not a demand capture channel. And so that's a really, really big deal. To understand. And so that all of that, it's incredible because we get all of that creative and then we're able to take that creative. We use Refunnel, big Refunnel fan. We'll take Refunnel and we'll move that creative over onto Meta. And the great news is like what works on TikTok Shop and on TikTok, we already have signals that it's going to go and work on every other platform. Right. So we take that. We try and create a win-win with creators, whether that's just like, hey, we're just going to buy your creative, or number two, with Refunnel, we're actually able to pay them out a percentage of ad spend on Meta specifically. So that's kind of how we do it.
Wow. Jordan, tell me this. I see you now. I know that you have placed this big bet on TikTok Shop, and I was a little nervous for you whenever that news came out. TikTok's going to get banned. I was like, oh boy, I know Jordan has, he has reorganized all of the warships to be on TikTok Shop. And, it played out. It played out in our favor here. But tell me, just giving perspective, man, I have been so excited about social commerce in a way, and it's budding on other platforms too. I think YouTube has its kind of version, but man, I cannot get my eyes off of Whatnot. I mean, I love Whatnot. And I mean, it's of course it's different than TikTok Shop, but it's similar to selling TikTok Live. Man, do you have any perspective on that, thoughts on that, et cetera? I am very bullish on Whatnot specifically, but just social commerce in general, other platforms.
Yeah, I think that when I take a step back, and what I think the next big bet is going to be is on live shopping in general, right? We generally will follow China 4 to 5 years later, right? And so if you look over in Asia and China in general, or in specific, they're selling close to $1 trillion a year on live shopping, right? It's a massive amount of money. We're nowhere close to that right now. And so the next big bet that I was going to make was on live shopping. I am taking a little bit of a break because we are overloaded at SEC. Like, I cannot hire. If you guys get my newsletter, like I put it in my newsletter today. I'm like, just somebody apply, please. Like, we are hiring. We are hiring so fast. Like, just both of you, please apply. Okay. Because I really think that, again, the beachhead was TikTok Shop, but every other platform is going to have to figure this out. Meta is going to have to take another stab at this, right?
They're going to have to,
right? I really think that live shopping is going to be massive. I really do. Because you see what Whatnot is doing, right? And you see, I remember a year and a half ago, I was in San Diego and I walked into a shoe store. No one was there, but I could hear like all this loudness in the back. And I walk over and the owner is live shopping. And he's like, all right, now I got this, now I got that.
That's awesome.
And then, like, he looks over, he's like, I'll be with you in 1 sec. Right? Sold. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
what did I enter?
Totally. Exactly. What is this place? That's the future, guys. Like, I really do believe that that's the future. I also am making a massive bet. Well, I don't even know if it's a bet if I'm not putting money on it. What I am not putting money into is AI creative. I don't believe in it. I don't think that that's actually what humans want. I don't think it's the kind of world that we want. And live shopping is one of those things that's really hard to fake. Sure. Can we get AI to do it? I don't believe it. I don't.
It's an anti-AI bet. It is. Live shopping is an anti-AI bet, man. It's like full on human in person making mistakes, bobbling the thing. You know, it's a smart bet to make.
I think that humans want other humans. So I've talked to some, I won't mention the platform or the actual people, but some executives at big platforms. And what they are telling me is that they are deprioritizing AI content because people, not because they're great people. No, they're not. They are the cigarette executives of today. I have to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Like they really are. But they're deprioritizing AI content because people spend less time on the platforms.
Wow.
Right?
Interesting.
So of course they do. Humans want humans.
Yeah.
Like, that's deep. That's not going to change in our DNA that we want other humans. Also, if you take this whole, like, this connecting with AI thing to the farthest extent, we just don't have a human population anymore because we're then not going to connect with each other and have babies. You know, like, we have to have babies.
Is the case.
I don't know if you guys all know, we have to have babies. I've got 4. Okay. I've got 4. I'm doing my part. What about you guys?
I've got 4. I'm doing my part.
Okay,
I think we need to get on Colin. We got to ride
Colin.
Colin.
We're all making up for you now.
I got 0
for how many years? Like,
you're right. All right. I'll get on it. You're right, guys. I'm sorry.
Jordan, man, give us, and we appreciate you making the time and coming on the show, man. Tell everybody, man, where to follow you, where to find you, keep up with your thought leadership, apply. One of the most important things for us here on the show is that operators, founders, marketers, people who are in our space, man, they have other good places to go to if they need it. And tell everybody where to find you, where to work with you, and where to get on your team if they should want to.
Yeah, totally. So the biggest thing when I'm going on to podcasts or things like this right now, I'm saying I am looking for incredible people who want to join this wave of social commerce. We are right at the forefront of it, right? We're just getting started. Our trajectory specifically at SEC is like this. And so if you are looking to join a team, that my limiting factor, if I go all Elon on us right now, is people. Right. It is just getting really good people who can shift their thinking and their paradigms into that. If you are a brand looking to work with someone, just go to socialcommerceclub.com. Again, we're like overloaded because we're one of the only platinum agencies in all of North America with TikTok. We don't know of any others. I just have to say one of them, just in case there's another one. But as far as we know, the only others are in China. And so for us, we just get overloaded with the amount of brands that want to come work with us. And so we have to be very, very picky on like who we work with. But we are hiring like crazy. Go to socialcommerceclub.com. You can follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. just search Jordan West. I'll show up there. I try to not hold anything back. I just want people to have all of the tools. Again, I've been really inspired by Taylor Holiday over the years in his content and the stuff that he puts out there. He doesn't hold anything back. Everything is out there. And for me, that inspired me over the years. And so I want to give back in this space because we were early. We were like right at the beginning. People thought that we were crazy. Yeah. I'm sure you guys both thought I was crazy.
I'm glad you did it, brother.
Crazy, but
I'm glad you did it. Huge. Well, man, we appreciate you coming, and I've got a killer in mind that I'm going to send your way, and we look forward to having you back on the show, brother.
Yeah, I really appreciate this. This is so fun.
Man, incredible! What a guy!
Guy that makes the right bet. Guy that makes the right bet. That's what happens.
He has made the right bet, and you know what? I mean, it was a little scary there for a little bit.
It really was. Yeah, we can't overstate that enough. It was really scary there for a moment where all of the TikTok shop agencies were holding their breath for a while, a long time.
I mean, I would say I consider what he said to be very much the case. He's got all this experience behind him in D2C agency owning, and now he stepped into this new platform that's rolling out, and people are finding success on it. He's, they're platinum level. They're one of the tippity tops in North America.
That's great. I mean, talk about a crazy funnel for people to just discover you. He's killing it. Kudos to him.
Before we bring on our next guest, we need to talk about Postscript. Ladies and gentlemen, when you focus and you obsess over one thing like Postscript does with SMS marketing, you get outsized results. That's why when people make the switch, they see an average plus 22% increase in revenue. Okay, now I have to be honest, I didn't see that. I saw a lot more. When I got onto Postscript, I was making very little money on SMS, and then we went to become one of the top 1% accounts on their entire platform. That's simply because they focus on SMS only, not these other solutions where they do 6 or 7 things all together. That leaves you with higgledy-piggledy results because you're focusing on too many things. You go to postscript.io/SMS-benchmarks. You're going to get great numbers on your vertical, your revenue band, what you should be doing, and how you can get up and to the right. Many thanks for Postscript being part of the show. Now, Colin, an incredible founder and operator with a storied career behind him. I mean, this is the kind of guy that you want marrying your daughter. You know what I'm saying? They walk in with this kind of resume. You're like, yes, please. Let me see what kind of dowry I can work out here so that you can become part of the family. I am talking about the one and only Matt Mullenax, co-founder of Huron. Get in here, Matt. Get in here.
Oh, look at him.
That's an intro.
Yeah, that's what you deserve, brother.
Wow, that's a lot.
You got that Stanford MBA background, the PE, and you got the GQ. You got the GQ looks too, Matt. So we appreciate you coming on the show. And man, I would just appreciate if you would just, man, take people back for those who don't know you. And I know that you were early on at Bonobos. You've got this finance background, PE experience. And you went to Stanford, got the MBA, and now you entered into D2C. And I think you started a brand that really helped a problem that you had. Man, I'd love it if you would just give us perspective on how that prior experience helped you or didn't, and entering into and growing Huron where it is today.
Yeah, well, first, thanks for having me.
Of course.
That's a lot to unpack there. So maybe we could start at what is the proverbial early chapter. So I graduated in 2008. I started my career in investment banking at Morgan Stanley, which turns out 2008 was probably not the ideal time to kick off a career as an investment banker. Was there for about a year or so, but just kind of quickly grew tired of the monotony and quite honestly, like what was happening in the economy. I mean, half my class was getting fired like left, right, and sideways. So it was just not a great time to be in the finance sphere. Ended up meeting the guys at Bonobos really early days. There was 4 guys at the time. There was a few consultants, and just really hit it off, and ended up leaving my job at Morgan Stanley to go sell pants online. Which is how I decided to my parents.
Yes.
who, bless their respective hearts, like they're very supportive. They're like, okay, yeah, like go for it. So I started Bonobos. I mean, again, this is, it was December of 2008. There was no Shopify. There was no ecosystem, right? Like we had a part-time tech team. I ran to FedEx every day. We used to take hockey bags up to the garment district and bring pants back 20 at a time, to help
Crazy.
to help jump the cut and sew line. We would go bring Bud Heavies and cigarettes to half the employee. Like it was just like wild.
Wow.
There were no rules.
Awesome.
But what was really infectious for me was just the approach towards being customer first and consumer first.
Yeah.
And I think both Andy and Brian, who were the co-founders of Bonobos, were just obsessed with the Zappos kind of way of doing business. I mean, so our CX team was called the Ninjas. We just did anything and everything for the customer. I mean, we would have multiple times where people would spend their work vacations traveling to New York just so they could come to Bonobos HQ, which was wild.
Wow.
So it was just like, it was such a really interesting way of kind of thinking about how to celebrate and champion your best and biggest customers. So that certainly always stuck with me. After Bonobos, I kind of decided like I wanted to be like Andy and Brian. So I effectively emulated their career journeys. I got back into finance. I moved to Chicago. I worked in investment banking. Then I worked for a growth equity firm for 3 years, also headquartered in Chicago, kind of investing in early stage consumer brands like a Bonobos. And then again, like trying to follow Andy and Brian, I went to Stanford, which is where kind of Bonobos was incubated. And then kind of got the early stage consumer entrepreneur itch myself. So was thinking about like the categories that made sense for me, and kind of like broader personal care was almost a slam dunk. I mean, I think professionally as an investor, I spent a lot of time looking at the beauty and cosmetic space, and like, man, there's so many amazing brands targeting the female consumer. And like, this is such a great 9 to 5, and like so many amazing bosses, and like there was so much talent in the space. Like, this is so cool. But then my 5 to 9 was I would go to Walgreens and buy Arctic Blast body wash. I was like, well, that's not anything like I just did for 10 hours sitting at a desk, right? I was reading all about clean ingredient profiles and all these things, and like, this is just not it. So professionally, that was always a category that I wanted to come back to. I think on the personal side of things, like I was just the kid that grew up with bad skin. So I was an athlete growing up. I eventually played football in college, but was constantly running from AAU basketball games to football practice to track meets, and my skin took a beating. And so did my confidence, quite honestly. Yeah. So the thought was, I had terrible skin as a teenager, into my 20s, kind of like early working career. I actually had a boss tell me, he was like, hey man, like we can't take you to any more management meetings until you fix this. And I was like, oh, sick. Like, wow. I'm acutely aware of what's happening right now. It's not great. But I was living on Huron Street at the time. So like, that's the genesis of the Huron brand name. But the thought was like, well, how could you kind of marry these two very disparate worlds of like what I research during the day, which is like amazing brands, clean formulas, technologically advanced, coupled with like a broader segment, maybe not just guys, but like folks who were high performers who like didn't know where to go, right? Like what was on shelf at Walgreens or CVS, or paying $75 for body wash. And like, I didn't know anyone who sat in the latter camp. So that was kind of like the early innings of trying to get something off the ground. Actually built and launched a fake brand shortly after graduation from business school, had a lot of success doing that, ran meta ads all across the Midwest to see if we kind of a non-target consumer, basically me when I was growing up. Ended up taking those learnings, moving from SF, where I was living at the time, back to New York. I met my co-founder here. My co-founder used to run product development and corporate innovation at Estee Lauder. So he had a ton of product and packaging background and ingredient expertise and whatnot. And we launched in 2019 and have kind of been off the races ever since.
Incredible.
Chris, when I think of brand owners to bet on, there's literally a picture of Matt, and it's look at this guy. This is the guy you should bet against, and you should not ever bet against him.
Don't bet against him.
I know that you're probably still thinking. I know you still got a little bit of that IB viewpoint where you're looking at brands and you're saying that's a really interesting thing. Are there any brands right now outside of what you're doing that people should know about? And you're saying, these are really interesting folks. These are really interesting operators that are world-class in the same sense like yourself.
It's a really good question. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'll mention any brands that are like not on either of your respective radars, but like obviously what Chad is doing at Groons is like
Oh,
incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Chad was a former banker and private equity investor himself. Like, and I think that, you know, what this seat forces many to do, not all, but many, is it forces you to know your numbers.
Boy.
Now, where I think that can be table stakes is like, you know, hey, I work with this consultant who does this and files our books, and I log onto this platform and I see this number. But like truly understanding, I still update our same marketing dashboard that I updated on launch day,
All right.
on the morning of launch.
Wow.
It's the same, takes me the same 10 minutes. I refuse to automate it
Love
because it
that.
forces me to go on platform and see trends and understand what's happening, so that 10 minutes into my working day, I know exactly what happened the day before.
Yeah.
And I think it's like that obsession, quite honestly, with like the nuts and bolts of the inner workings of the company that allows us to say like at any given point in time, like I know exactly where we're trending, where we're at versus last year, where we're at quarter to date, like how we, you know, performing versus plan. And I think in an AI-based world, a lot of that stuff has been outsourced because for many, it's not comfortable, right?
Yeah.
It's like, like our gross margin, like what I've heard should be X, but it's Y, but like, I really don't know how to get us there. So I think people who are, you know, very numerically and quantitatively fluent, like there will always be opportunities for those folks. I think like that's one kind of like breed of operators that we've seen in this cohort. The other is just like pure play growth marketers. It's like, hey, I started an agency, or I did X. Like I live and breathe Meta, and like I can architect this business to greatness. Those are kind of like the two camps that I'm seeing. But I mean, Chad has done a terrific job, and I've also like been really impressed with the team that the Ultra team is building. I mean, they've made a few hires recently where it's like, wow, like this is going to be a big business and such an interesting form factor. You know, obviously same thing with gummies, but like healthy pouches, like that's like a really, really interesting concept, kind of mixed with wellness and stuff. So, I mean, those are two brands that just come to mind, but there's certainly a lot of great founders and operators doing a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
Man, I would love. I'm much more the latter of the two that you were describing there. I always need a numbers man right beside me to make sure I'm not running off the rails. But I would love your perspective on reaching and targeting and winning men, because my experience is that it's a tough crowd to get, but once you can win over that kind of customer, a lot of times they will stick with you forever. I mean, for a lot longer. I mean, example, you know, the shirt that I'm wearing, I keep buying the same one. Why? Because I love it and I like it. So why would I get another one? But give us perspective on reaching men as your core ICP and you know, other aspects of that. I'm sure it's not just men in general, but just give us your perspective on reaching those kind of customers.
Yeah, a few things. And great question. I think in general, easier to reach, harder to convert, for the reason that you just explained. It's like, well, I have a shirt company that I like, or like me, every Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I stock up on Lululemon 5-inch boxer briefs. You just throw away last year's.
There you go.
It's just a rinse and repeat mentality. And like, once you kind of find the thing for the category, you have the thing. And like, why deviate from that? So I think effectuating consumer behavior change is the hardest thing to do in consumer, right? Like you have to kind of like reintroduce a discovery concept, which is admittedly quite difficult. What's interesting for our category is she still buys for the household in 80% of instances, right? So now we have a delta between customer and consumer, right? It's, hey, I bought this for my idiot husband because I'm tired of looking at the 64-ounce red pump jar that sits in the corner of our bathroom and has been like, that is what we hear time and time again.
I believe that.
So what's interesting about that is, so there's a greater receptivity to be like interested in what the partner's buying or using what the partner's using. But now we're also starting to see an emerging narrative around her, for him, for her, which is, hey, I bought this for my idiot boyfriend or husband. He really likes it, but I love the way that it smells.
Aha!
And it's 25% cheaper than what I buy, or 30% cheaper than what I buy. So now we buy the jumbo, we buy both, we use it for that. And like that has actually become a really interesting component of the business. So, you know, men's is interesting. You know, just to double click on one kind of like fun anecdote that I can share. I mean, if you were to look at our top decile of customers, I don't know the exact number, but a lot. there have been a lot of guys who have purchased over 100 times since we've been alive as a brand. We've been alive as a brand for like 78 months. So if you
That's
do the math, you're like,
crazy.
what are you buying? Like, I get this stuff for free and I didn't even go through it that fast. So it's just like,
Wow.
there's this irrationality around like, you find something you love and you just stick to it. And hey, maybe Colin wasn't a cologne wearer, but because Huron launched cologne, like, you're going to buy it because you're just going to assume that you're going to like it.
Yeah.
So I think there's building like a lot of trust post finish line, post conversion that we've been able to do and kind of spark up these relationships with these customers to really kind of like solidify and in some instances create like a source of truth for this particular category.
Wow. Yeah. My fiance forces me to wear cologne now because of I used to just smell horrible. You have been around you have been around through all the waves of consumer. I would argue you were around when Facebook CPMs were $8 or something, something along those lines. You have seen this entire ecosystem evolve. What are you excited about in 2026 where you're saying this is a really interesting channel? I think a lot of brands need to be involved with this. Maybe it's not the, $8 Facebook CPM kind of opportunity, but it's close to it.
Yeah. Really good question, Colin. I think, what's always funny to me is like, you see people post on Twitter, like, I was a part of D2C 1.0 in 2017. I'm like, dude, we were running cool hunting ads in 2009. Like, bet. Yeah. Like, what version was that?
Yeah.
So that to me is always kind of fun. It's like the internet just launched like 10 years ago. It's like, that's not the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when we were very early stage at Huron, like, people were getting funded left, right, and sideways and dumping 100% of sales into Meta, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, this thing's going to print itself. So, we never had that escape velocity out of the get-go. So it forced us to be a little bit more diligent around how we think about allocating capital and resources. So in some ways, like, it actually benefited us from not being the 0 to 30 in 1 year type, because you just get this false positive of like, oh, you're a really good marketer. It wasn't actually the case. I mean, I think a lot of folks in that era were just good at putting money into Meta and then taking a back seat, right? As we think about like 2026 and the road ahead, I mean, I saw you had Jordan on just now. We're looking a lot around like the pendulum swing back to humanization of things, where you can open claw everything and Claude Codex and do like, there's a time and a place for a lot of those things, and a lot of businesses will absolutely be displaced. But I think more than anything, as the AI continues to get good and AI videos continue to get good, like, what do IRL events look like?
Yeah.
And what do opportunities to like actually meet up with like real people? It's like, was that a real creator, or was that like, an AI output from 10 minutes ago? Like, I don't know. Well, you can't really replace like a run club or a meetup or a coffee thing or whatnot. And I think us being able to host events like that, but also we've made some like, part-time hires and hopefully full-time on kind of like creator relationships. So, we've all gotten the DM on TikTok or Instagram. It's like, hey, double space, colon, double space, comma. Like, we really love your content. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't post anything. We'd love for you to be a part of this ambassador program. Like, we are actually hiring folks to sit in that chair and be like, okay, here's exactly what we're looking for. Like, personally reach out from your handle, be like, hey, great, content on behalf of Huron. Like, here's my 2 reasons. Like, we'd love to send you some stuff. No questions asked. If you like it, let's have a meaningful conversation. If you don't, no sweat. And I think like that rebound back to like, oh, that's a human who's talking about human things, who's doing human events. Like, that actually becomes really, really exciting, because people buy and support brands. They don't buy and support products, right? So if you can be a lasting brand that has a heartbeat, like, you will have a position within this ecosystem.
Yeah.
Bars. Yeah, I think that, and Jordan was talking about this as well. I really do think there is a large anti-AI bet to be made that much of society will really respond to as we continue to meld with machine. You can't replace a heartbeat, and so doing things that don't scale and being human forward and being able to meet up with customers in real life, actually interact, it seems to be a great edge if one can actually afford to invest in it. And I hope that in 2026 a lot of brands will going live, in person, actual human-driven communication, because I think it's going to be an edge to actually win. I fully agree with you.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more.
Matt, we appreciate you coming and giving said perspective. You are one of the few people that I know who was on the internet selling things before me. I didn't get in until 2014, and you got in at 08.
EDC 1.0.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
I was 2016. Chris beat me. You beat Chris. Who's before you?
Bezos, maybe.
Yeah.
Bezos.
I think you're like Mark Lowry, like the diapers.com era.
Yeah.
I mean, Zappos was definitely
Zappos. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, like when we would look at guys to like poach, like there was no like, oh, you just go to this company, and like it's like you go to a bank or you go to a consulting firm.
Yeah.
Like those were kind of the people that we were poaching. But
wow.
Man, we really appreciate you making the time and coming on here and giving us all that perspective. Man, if you would tell people where to find you, where to get involved with Huron, what products they should buy first. Just give us a little bit of that before you get off here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Twitter's probably the easiest place. Matt Mullenax, pretty easy to
Brother,
find.
I could not find you on Twitter
We couldn't
today.
find you.
I was looking for you.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm around.
Okay.
I mean, my last name isn't the easiest to spell. But yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know my last name sounds like a decongestant, but yeah, if you can spell it right, then I'm there.
Okay.
I mean, look, when it comes to products, like, it's like picking your favorite child. I think one product that's just been like tried and true for us since day one is our body wash.
Yeah.
It's just so good. And like, I use way too much of it every single time, and I could care less. Like, it is just awesome. Like, my wife uses it. It's a great product. So if you were to start somewhere,
start there. Well, Matt, we appreciate you joining the show. We look forward to having you back, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Sounds good. Super cool format. Thanks, guys.
It's great. I've got to find the guy on Twitter. I could not find him today.
Sometimes it's very weird. Sometimes Twitter just won't surface people's profiles. Same thing happens with me and Ray at Scene. I can't find him. And it's like, does Twitter hate you? What's going on here?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Before we get to our next guest, who come to find out, he is like the open residency guy. I think he's the only person who's been invited twice and been on the show twice. Before we get to him, we need to talk about Incense. Incense, new partner of the show. We all want better ads, don't we? Yeah, of course we do. And it would be nice if we could still get humans involved who are good at what they do. That would be nice. But let's be honest, that process is very disjointed, my friend. Negotiating usage rights, etc. It's a headache. Incense is the all-in-one UGC and influencer marketer platform that actually makes creative scalable. One vetted creator marketplace, all in one place, automated influencer outreach, built-in campaign management, content delivered in as little as 14 days. Very nice. And I will say this, much better than just finding a random TikTok that you hope explodes your business. And if you don't have the bandwidth to do that yourself inside of your brand, they have a managed service. Everyone go to incense.pro, test drive that platform. You can test drive that thing for free. Go to incense.pro, tell them that Colin and I sent you. Build some real relationships with real humans and get real creative that can help you scale. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, we have the second best baseball player who has ever lived, second only to Nolan Ryan. He is the CEO of Common Thread and OG of D2C. I'm talking about Taylor Holiday. Taylor, get in here. Get inside this show, big boy. Get in here. What? Oh, is he?
No video?
Oh, there he is.
A nice little delay. Some anticipation.
Anticipation. That's right.
Oh,
we can't hear you, Taylor. We can't hear you.
Just
But
to readjust on the mic.
while you figured that out, I'm just going to say the headset looks incredible. And
We need a
now,
headset.
like, Taylor has become famous for the headset,
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah.
like you're like talking with Andy Reeves or, it looks like your mic's not on now, Taylor.
Did you see what Zane did to his headset yesterday?
I did. So
Yeah.
he made it like 20 times bigger, which is awesome.
How about now? You got me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
Yes.
Go.
Come
Yeah.
on, the mega headset.
We got you
Let me
now,
down
The
there.
headset. Let's go.
When you've got broadcast level technology, it takes a little second to get going,
Yeah.
So I don't have the
Yeah.
Gen Alpha, headphones that you do over there, trying to really avoid some radiation to your brain, or what? What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it OG. Actually, our producer told me if you go wired, that's like the move right now. Which you're like going even more wired. I mean, you've got like mega wired from like the early '90s. You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe I need to get on your game.
Yeah.
I think we're losing him. I think we
It's all
lost
right.
Taylor. I think we lost him. I think we lost him.
This is insane.
It is insane. This is insane.
Furious.
Just, okay, Taylor.
How
Taylor,
about now? Can you hear me now? I'm
Yeah,
leaving.
you're so
You guys
delayed.
talk. I'm
though,
coming
bro.
back in a minute.
I think it's
I'm
your
leaving.
internet. Okay. All right. Fix your internet and come back. Fix your internet.
Come
and
back.
Come back. Okay. While he's gone, I want to talk. I want to talk about Taylor. Can you flip us back, Jack? I think that his open residency episode is absolutely goated. And he
Yeah.
sent out a tweet last night. Hey, if you got a few hours to calm your day and find your way into a hot bath and throw this bad boy on. I listened to it. I did not take a hot bath, I have to say, but I started listening to it. And of course, the production level that they're doing over there, Mark is doing over there, is like through the roof, man.
Through the roof.
It's through the roof. And Taylor called Mark the Lex Friedman of ecom. I mean, I think that's true in the sense that they have long conversations and he extracts so much information, but the production level is it's in the stratosphere. I mean, it looks like a movie. It looks like cinema every time I turn that thing on.
Yeah, we need to start having a discussion for how great Mark is doing for that whole production. I mean, friend of the show, Mark and I will sometimes talk. I'm always blessed by his presence. And it is incredible what he is doing. And the episode quality and the guests that he is having on that show, I mean, hey, it's amazing. It's amazing to watch him do that. And the execution is always top tier.
I think that we need to get Mark on this show.
We should get Mark on the show.
We need to have him like roast our production live. But I would love his tips. I would love his tips because the guy is making cinema every time he records one of these conversations. And I would love his thoughts on how to translate that as much as possible into a live experience because I find it fascinating. And what he would think about that. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. As Taylor is away, why don't we talk about our next story in lieu of him coming back? I'm talking about Quince here. Quince had a very interesting tweet, and if you can pull it up here, Jack. Quince is the first story there. Exactly. This scoop came out from the information. Quince in talks to more than double its valuation to over 10 Bs. Rare consumer internet business soaring. I find this fascinating because we have talked about them multiple times, and I had no clue that they were worth this much. Did you know this?
I called my shot. I said this was going to erupt. I called this on the show. I said this was going to crush. And guess what? It's crushing.
You did.
Shot caller. Let's go.
You did. You called your shot. You should have a fund. I think you should have a fund, and you should put some money in these called shots because you did. I think what I find, I don't know all the reasons that they're winning, but what I will say is that they are truly pulling off what I think people love Costco for. It's like great quality that feels like such a good product that actually is coming in at a really good price. I mean, they're cashmere sweaters, etc. I feel like this is built for what the target moms of the 2000s, whatever version of that there is in 2026. I feel like this is built for that person. She wants luxury feel, but she wants it at a good price. And to me, this has got to be a big secret for why they're winning. You think so?
Yeah. Also, I think a piece of this too is it's debranded, it's debadged. So there's not these really loud logos in your face for like, hey, this is a Quince, or
Yeah.
it's very minimal, but it's super high quality and elevated. And it's just a really nice piece to interact with. We have two here that are amazing. We have a blanket and another mittens and stuff. They're really great. I can tell you they're phenomenal quality, and it's a great buy.
I bet it makes you feel fancy when you put those
It does.
mittens on.
The blanket's
All right,
warm.
I bet it is. Let's give this a second try and give a warm welcome to our guest, Taylor Holiday. Taylor, get in here. Get in here.
I feel like, can we hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I feel like I went to my backup headset to do this. So the good news is,
We lost him again.
I still lost him again.
We lost him again.
there's no way.
Yes, bro.
Hello?
We lost him again.
We lost him
It's
again.
the internet. It's the internet, Taylor.
It's not.
It's the internet.
It's not.
Bro.
Am I here now? This is unbelievable.
You're
Am I
here.
gone?
No, you're here.
We hear
can
you.
see you. We can see you.
Yeah, we can see you. We can see you.
Try talking to us again. Tell us a nice
Yeah.
story.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we're good. God dang it, that was annoying. I'm sorry, guys. You get this
No, it's
beautiful
okay.
production, and then you just let these and they just screw it all up.
There's something about that mic that goes.
There's
in and
something.
out.
You're sounding like a kind of a half robot right now.
Yeah, it's like you're on Mars and it's like coming
Yes.
in pieces is kind of how
Yeah.
I would describe it. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I do kind of love this just because I know it buys me more time with you. That's kind of why
It's
I
true.
like it, you know.
Yeah.
It's not on yet, but it'll come. It'll come. While Taylor's away, I want to tell. No, we can't.
No
Try
shot.
now. Try now. He says no shot. He's mad now. Don't punch the laptop. Don't punch the laptop, Taylor. Don't
Punching the wall. He's furious.
Where is Grant Zanini? Where are you? Where are you? Come in here and fix this laptop.
There's 5 guys underneath of him
Where's Grant?
frantically unplugging and plugging things in.
Where is Luke? Get Luke in here. Luke can
Unplug.
scale all those accounts. I know he can figure out this mic situation.
He's furious. He's furious.
Well, I will say this, especially while you're still on mute.
Should
I
we
will
just
say
have
this.
a show and just have him back there?
I think the contrast of the cinema-esque content that we just got from Mark and then what's happening here, I almost like this a little more just because it's unique and it's dynamic and you never know what's going to happen, you know? You just never know because we're live.
This is wild.
I wish Warshawski were here right now. I think if
Get him
Aaron
here.
Warshawski was
Get
here
him
right
here.
now, he would eat this up. Well, we love you,
Should we
big
just
brother.
cover the stories of the show and then just have him in the background?
All right. Hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? We're going to cover a few more stories. Okay. All right. He's out. He's out. Okay. He might come back, though. He might come back.
I bet you he resets. He'll come back. Let's see if we can do it.
You know what? I bet that I could call Grant Zanini on the phone right now, and I
Yeah.
wonder what he would say because I bet Grant sees this happening right now, and it might be funny. Okay, let's cover our next story, and let's
do
just cover our next story, and we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. Taylor might come back. Okay, Nike is burning a whole lot of money. Oh my
That's brutal.
goodness. Nike to record a $300 million charge from cost-cutting efforts. Okay, and let me give you a little more detail on what's going on here. Nike's taking a $300 million pre-tax charge tied to employee severance as CEO Elliott Hill executes a significant cost-cutting and strategic reset. 775 U.S. warehouse workers were laid off in January, and Converse is also facing cuts. Hill is steering the company back toward performance athletic wear as its core identity. Very interesting. Steering its company back toward performance athletic wear as its core identity. I mean, I think it's obvious they are trying to get back into performance marketing, at least in the fashion that they need to add more profit back into their pocket. Man, I would guess this assumes they have tested some things that have not been working, but I will say that you have continually bagged on them, and that this is like another shot you have called. You hate to see anybody have to lay off workers and burn 300, 300 fat M's to have a strategic reset, but apparently they need it. What's your thoughts on this, Colin?
Another shot called by the Darty over here. This is another one here. Nike has gotten quote unquote not cool. They're not in the zeitgeist anymore. There's a couple products that they have that are still phenomenal, and I would say they're home run hitters. They're still okay. These are going to stand alone, but the large majority, I would say 80% of the product line is quote unquote not cool anymore. And so this has allowed some incumbents to basically be cool again. Like your Adidas, they have had a revamp like no other with the running shoes. Same thing goes for New Balance. Another revamp like no other. They are back and cool again. And then this has also allowed new incumbents to eat their lunch in the same exact time. You got On Cloud, which has gone on an absolute tear right now. It's tough times for Nike. I truly, and I'll say this, I don't know what the solution is for Nike here. I do not know where they go. I don't know. I genuinely don't know if I'm the CEO of Nike. I don't know what you do here at the.
It sounds like they're going back to performance athletic wear, which I really don't even know what that means. I mean, leggings are out. A few years ago, performance athletic wear meant leggings. Hey, let's go be Lululemon. But Gen Z doesn't like those leggings. They're going to loose baggy pants when they work out. So I don't really know what going back to performance athletic wear necessarily means. It seems amorphous to me.
And you have already cool incumbents in that with Roan, Viore, Cuts Clothing, who are owning that mark and have come up out of nowhere and just taken huge market share. And so Nike's kind of just playing hot potato now, where they're like, well, okay, we can't go there. All right, we'll try to back into this. Let's see if we can be cool here. Okay, we can't really be cool here. Let's try performance wear. We can be cool here. It's not really working right now. These people have been all over the place.
When I think of Nike, I think of shoes. Where's the shoe game? I know I'm a little distant from these kind of legacy brands like Nike and Adidas. I think you follow what is happening there a lot closer than I do. But when I think of Nike, I think of shoes. That to me was the iconic product growing up. It wasn't like shorts or workout shirts. Under Armour, what is it? It's the shirt that you put on underneath your football pads. It's the shirt that you put on underneath your jersey, etc. I don't really know what performance athletic wear means, and I'm not sure what they're getting at with that. To me, it's shoes, or at least it used to be shoes. Maybe they'll find a way forward. But burning 300 mil to do it certainly doesn't feel good. I hope it works out for them.
Yeah.
Before we move on to our next story, let's talk about Seguno, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going backward to Seguno here. Seguno is the only marketing suite built entirely inside of Shopify. Your email, your pop-ups, your reviews, all of it is right there inside of Shopify where you work and play every day. Why is that important? Because you don't have to trust a duct-taped integration that hopefully is passing data back and forth in a truthful, verifiable way. Your Shopify data is the data. Your Shopify data is your email data. This is email 3.0, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reason why Seguno got the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year, okay? If you don't have a full-time email marketer, Seguno was built for you. Lean teams with big aspirations, one-click automations, actual humans who can help you. Go to Seguno.com. They'll give you a free trial. If you tell them Kyle and I sent you, they will up that free trial to 30 days. Go to Seguno.com. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, stepping into another story here, I find this shocking, and we have featured it lightly, but we should hit it more concertedly here. UPS is offering to buy out 100,000 drivers. I repeat, buy out 100,000 drivers. What does that mean, Chris? That means they're offering severance packages worth up to $150,000 to not work for us anymore. That is crazy. Okay. If you were to need to leave your job, one would hope you would get 150 Ks put back in your pocket. But why? What's going on here? You dig a little deeper into this. UPS announced plans last year to shrink Amazon package volume by how much would you guess, Colin? How much are they trying to shrink this? What would you guess?
30%.
50%.
Oh,
50% in 18 months, and it has since cut approximately 1 million pieces per day, with plans to cut another 1 million pieces per day in 2026. Business impact of the decoupling is already significant. In Q4, US average daily volume fell 2.4 million pieces, or 10.8%, with half of the decline stemming from Amazon glide down and from deliberate actions to remove lower yielding e-commerce volume from our network. I don't love this. I don't know. Of course, you hate to see people like need to lose their jobs. Glad they're getting a healthy severance package on the other side, should they choose to do so. But I don't love to see this, because it seems like not only are they interested in distancing themselves from Amazon, but they are interested in distancing themselves from, quote, lower yielding e-commerce volume for our network. I don't like this. I don't like anything about it. Your thoughts?
I love this. So what you
You
should
do?
if you're the driver, you take that severance package while you still have the packages full in the truck. You know what you do? You start opening them all live on Whatnot, and you start selling all those bad boys out. You sell every last package in that truck, and then you return that truck and you say, sayonara, bye-bye.
Yeah, just commit a little fraud, you know? I do think you have an interesting point here. You know, hey, these drivers, man, they know what people are getting delivered. I mean, at least they probably have some clue, you know, what kind of size package, what people like, etc. Maybe they can take that 150K and find themselves a very healthy Whatnot business where they are live selling for themselves what they've already been delivering to other people's doorsteps. Very interesting.
Yeah. Interesting, that because they probably have access to all the UPS bulk returns. So you could, where you purchase bulk returns of all the UPS stuff, and you can do the same for Amazon and FedEx and all that. So it could be actually a very interesting pivot into Whatnot with this severance package that they have. Would be a wild time. I'd like to see some. I'd like to see some of these guys.
You know, the more you talk, the more I find out that you know. I didn't even know that you could buy bulk returns from UPS, etc. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. You can buy bulk returns from basically anybody. You can buy them from Walmart too if you want.
Wow. Maybe this kind of Whatnot startup here. Maybe there should be a movement among the UPS drivers in the realm of Whatnot startup. Take that severance.
Just a squad of them.
Yeah, just a squad. A squad. Yeah. You know, buying from each other, even just getting some momentum going on the platform. Why not?
Same branded, you know, outfit.
Yeah, wear the brown, you know, wear that brown suit. Not a bad idea.
Rebrand it. I love it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this.
Not a bad idea. Well, before we close out today, should we call Taylor? Should we call him on the phone?
See. Let's
try
it again.
Funny. It might be funny.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see.
Why don't
we
call him? You know, this is the first time this has happened on the show, but I think it will be funny, to say the least, to see if we can get him on the phone. Let's see what happens. We're going to let the mic hear it.
Might be some profanities.
Calling Taylor Holiday live.
Hello?
Taylor!
What?
You're live.
Hey, you are live on the show right now, big boy.
I mean, that was an unbelievable collapse. Tech failure out of me in the midst of trying to make a case for how we have tech-enabled a one-person growth team. All credibility shot.
That's okay.
This guy can't even operate audio. How is he supposed to enable a whole growth team with one person?
You know, but you didn't have the agents setting it up for you, and so
That's the problem.
Yeah,
I was just illustrating the limits of human capacity. Us meat sacks are done for, man. We can't even get a headset to work.
It's a great illustration, actually, for your larger point.
It's an art.
I think. Yeah, it's an art form, and I think that was a great first act. Well, let's do this. Let's just find a time. We'll bring you back, and better setup. And I was hoping to see Grant Zanini's face. What was happening?
Panic.
From below the desk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the half face that's like our podcast cover, just peeking over the desk.
Exactly.
To start to solve the audio problem.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Well, boys, I'm sure that people are going to love listening to you, because I think what I've really set up here is your next evolution is, can you fill blank space? This is the real challenge of live television. So
Exactly.
I'm actually just contributing to your evolution. I love you both. Keep it up.
All right. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Wow. What a sport. What a sport.
What a guy. We'll get him on. We'll get him on again.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back. And you know what? That's the exciting part of being live, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what's going to happen. And I will say this. This has not yet been done, but we want to do this. And we're going to have some longer shows coming up. We're going to have multiple guests on every single day next week. I believe that's the case.
Yep.
And if we're making some good points and somebody drops out, or maybe somebody's making a point you disagree with, we'll bring you on. Just, send a text, get in the chat, make a tweet. And it just could be that you'll be brought on the show live and in living color.
Pull you on.
You never know what's going to happen in live television. Many thanks to Jordan West. Many thanks to Matt Mullenax. Apparently he is on Twitter. I will find him and I will tag him. And many thanks for Taylor trying to join the show. Many thanks for Incense and Seguno and Postscript and Amp for making this happen. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you on the other side.